Welcome back, WNST, Towson, Baltimore, and Baltimore Positive. We are merging the brands here a little later on in the month, putting our websites and our brains and all the Baltimore thing together, just like my man Dennis Koulatsos has done over there at Coons Ford Security Boulevard, and each and every Thursday from 3 until 5 here on the now Dennis Koulatsos Show, formerly the Sunday Sports Voice, but still heard on Sundays. And finally, Dennis Koulatsos, after months of mask wearing and angst and all of this, we literally have the four major sports playing, trying to play. There's news every day. There's COVID reports, injury reports. There's even brawls in baseball. Isn't it wonderful?
It's terrific. You know, the first thing I thought when I saw the baseball brawl was they're not social distancing. They're doing a very poor job of staying away from each other. But all jokes aside, NFL kicks off the season in 5 weeks and saw some good golf in the PGA Championship over the weekend. So it's good to get back to normal as we can in these trying times.
All right, so what's got your attention? I know you were fishing on Sunday, so right off the bat, fishing has gotten your attention. And I think this virus has done this for a lot of people, Dennis, right? It's like, I like eating in a certain restaurant. How much do I want it? How bad do I want to go out? I like doing certain things. How badly do I want to do them? And then there's, all right, baseball's back. Football's going to be back. We've had wrestling back. Golf had a major over the weekend. The NBA's in a bubble. The Caps are going to play the Trotzes now. All of that going on. And yet, maybe the Food Network's more appealing, or maybe a walk in the park, or maybe fishing is more appealing. This is now where sports is now competing with whatever else you've been doing the last 6 months.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. I've always believed that money shifts as our time and interest shifts. So when some things are taken away, other things fill that void, right? Those vacuums get filled, whether it's fishing or playing more golf or spending more time with your family or traveling. But we as human beings redefine our time and our time off in particular. It was nice for me just to go spend some time on the lake and catch some bass and some yellow perch and then come home and to be able to watch the back nine of a PGA Championship, right? And then Shark Week, which is one of my favorite weeks of the year, being a big time. Yeah. So my point is there's a lot of things to do. So no matter what your tastes are, they're going to shift, and things that you used to do maybe and love at some point, you get a chance to reconnect with some of those things. And look, there's always something going on. You were generous enough to get me some Golden Melon, which I really, really enjoyed. So there's always things to look forward to.
No, okay. So the Golden Melon, give me a little update on that, because we usually do this on your show on Thursdays, but I mean it's an ongoing saga. So I'm going to be honest with you now, right? I've been out shopping in various markets, including Wise Markets, and looking at melons. And my wife and I picked up a little red melon over the week that came from a special farm that was supposed to be sweet. I'm going to send you a picture of it.
Okay.
I can actually hold it up. But I did. I wanted to let people know that I'm colorblind. Red melon, pink melon, yellow melon. There's a green melon that exists out there that I'm trying to get them all because it's that time of the year. Yeah. And it's the same thing for corn. It's the same thing for peaches. I mean, we screwed up last week. We picked up a white peach. I don't like white peaches.
There's nothing like an aromatic white peach to me.
Yeah,
a juicy aromatic peach. And not to give Weiss Market a free plug here, but there's one across the street from my store. I swear, Nestor, I've been with them gone there a long time. They've got the best, sweetest fruit out of any place I've ever been to.
Well, I'm holding up the red melon that I picked up at Wise Market. And then I did on Sunday go back and I picked up another gold watermelon. And I want to. Can I tell a story of something nice? I don't talk so much about nice things I do.
Sure.
Because we all try to be nice, and I think it's nice to be important, but it's much more important to be nice.
Absolutely.
So I'm at the market 4 weeks ago, and I know you love the gold melon. I picked up one because I was afraid it wasn't going to be any good, and as I've told you, it wasn't any good, right? Like I just did not have a great melon a couple of weeks ago. So I didn't give you any. I didn't talk about it. And I said 2 more weeks. So a week and a half ago, I go and I get 2 melons because I was convinced it was the right time. It was August. I got one for you, one for me, the big ones. I mean, they were really heavy to carry. I put a picture up on the internet. So the one was earmarked for you. The other one we cut in half. And it was delicious. I took the first bite of it right from the heart of it, and I said, this melon's a 10. Dennis is going to be happy. I'm going to be happy. But it was a huge melon, too big for me and my wife. So I cut it in half, and I text my son. And I said, do you want this melon? If you do, come get it. It's fresh. I'm gonna wrap it up for you. And do you know, he said, well, I'm south of the Beltway, but I don't feel like driving over. I'm like, okay. So you have kids. You know this, right? Like, it's a melon. It's August. It's gold. It's not going to be here next month. I've got a half a melon for you to enjoy. You don't want it? Fine. So I put it in the trunk of the car, and I was going to deliver it. But when I put it in the trunk of the car, and this is where the other story gets good with sponsors, Dennis, I was going to the Taharka Ice Cream Factory, and I would tell you where it is, but I'd have to kill you because everybody be going there. So I went to the secret location where the Taharka freezer is, and I had the cooler in the back, and my wife took the other half of the watermelon, and she put it in the cooler. And she said, look, if you get over to East Baltimore, drop this off to your son and your daughter-in-law. I said, you know what? If I don't get over there, I don't know what I'm going to do with this melon. So this is when I was doing radio with you on Thursday. If you remember, I was doing radio. I was a little turned around in Hamden trying to find the Taharka Ice Cream Factory. It's kind of like the Batman Cave. It's not marked. You know what I mean? It's underground. You need to know about it. So I get over there, and I open the cooler for the young man that brought me 16 pints of Taharka for my freezer. And there was a beautiful gold watermelon, half a gold watermelon, sitting in the trunk of the car, in the cooler, okay? And the kid's bringing me ice cream out, and I look down, and I see this. It was like the scene in Pulp Fiction, Dennis, where they open and you see the glow of the gold watermelon coming out of the freezer. And I said to the young man who's delivering me the Taharka, I said, do you like gold watermelon? And his eyes lit up. He looked at the watermelon and he said to me, I haven't had one of those since I lived in Pennsylvania. And he lit up like he wanted a bite of it. And I handed him the half a gold watermelon, Dennis, and I said, young man, you want it? Are you going to eat it? He said, oh, man, I love gold watermelon. I said, it's yours. And it made his weekend. What do you think of that, Den?
I think that's a great story, and perhaps the Harker brothers will have a golden melon flavor just in your honor because of that story.
Wow.
And, for people that don't know, there are differences in melons, right? A golden watermelon tastes dramatically different, at least to me.
Dramatically different. It's like honey, watermelon. Right? It tastes like honey.
It's different. It's same. The texture, the consistency is still the same, the crunch, but the sugar content, but the taste is completely different.
Yeah, I'm trying to hold some pictures up of the melon. So this is what this is the melon that I gave away to the young man at Taharka. His name was Diedrich. So there you go. So here's the story with the melon, and I didn't really realize that there's a whole melon culture. Okay, my wife and I were at the NFL owners meetings. I want to say it was in Florida a year and a half ago, okay? So if that matters. And you can only imagine the spread that Roger Goodell puts out on the Monday night of the NFL owners meetings, okay? So there's shrimp over here and lobster over here and filet over there and, vegetables over here and drinks and high-end and all that, right? It's out on the lawn. Susie Colbert's over here, Mike Silver's over there, Steve Bisciotti's over here, Ozzie Newsom's over there. So it's one of those kind of parties, right? It's the best party of the year every year. Got canceled this year. So my wife and I went over to the melon stand about a year and a half ago, and they had melon. It might have to have been Florida for them to have fresh melon in March, right? So they had fresh melon, and on the melon, they had feta cheese, okay? They had... maybe it was mint, maybe it was basil, it was a sprig of green, something. And they had balsamic vinaigrette, and they had various spices, cumin, salt, and pepper, that you could dress up your watermelon. Okay, it was that fancy a party, okay? My wife and I got the watermelon, and of all these things at the party, Dennis, I could have had shrimp. I'm talking the under 12-count shrimp. I'm talking about the shrimp that's the size of a lobster tail, right? And we kept going back to the melon. It was that good. So now that we get this melon, I got the red melon that I picked up at Wise. I got the gold melon, and I picked up another gold melon. And if it's really good, Dennis, if I love you a lot, I'm going to sliver you off a quarter of it and bring it over on Thursday.
And like your son, who I love, I will drop what I'm doing and come get it from you. You don't even have to deliver it. I'll be right there.
So the next time my son denies it,
yeah.
Diedrich's going to be out over at the Hark.
That's
I
exactly
understand.
right. You know what he doesn't know won't hurt him. Just don't even tell him if you had one. Just I'll pick it up. I'll save you the trip.
You know what my mom,
good.
speaking of, I'll tell you a story about my mom. My mom was raised in the South, in Abbeville, South Carolina. My mom would take red watermelon, as we know, a traditional Eastern Shore watermelon, and she would sprinkle salt on it, white Morton salt. And she'd sit there with her dentures out and gum it all up, nom, 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 nom. And I'd say, Mom, salt on watermelon.
Yeah.
You know what she'd say to me? You don't know what's good. That's what she would say. So I would say to my son, if he doesn't want the delicious honey gold watermelon in the only month that it's available, which is right now, if you don't want it, you don't know. That's more for me. It's just more for me. More for Diedrich over at the Tarka factory. So, Dennis, my wife and I on Sunday, we now have fresh mint from my son's garden because Court from Sporticulture, okay, delivered me He delivered me a tray back during the draft. He delivered flowers, and he delivered me basil, mint, rosemary, thyme, all of that. So I delivered all of it to my son. My wife has kept the basil plant alive 5 months, which means we have little bugs flying all over the condo. Our cat loves it. So on Sunday, we had red watermelon, gold watermelon, cold watermelon, warm watermelon. Now bear with me, okay? We had fresh mozzarella, fresh feta. Because of my Latin heritage and because we make a lot of tacos around here and because we made an incredible exotic pan-fried mushroom over polenta and cream sauce 3 weeks ago that called for, are you ready? This is going to be, write this down as next year's most valuable player for your summer. Are you ready?
Yep.
This is a very, very special cheese. It's a Latin cheese, and I want to pronounce it right because they're going to make fun of me because I'm a gringo when it comes to, like, pronouncing things. It's like when I try to speak Greek with you, my Greek's no good. Cotija cheese, does this mean anything to you?
No, never heard of it.
Cotija, okay? Cotija cheese.
Cotija.
This is from Michoacan in Mexico, okay? This is a Mexican cheese. You want to buy the brand Cacique. And I bought this. I might have gotten this at Wise Market. Cotija cheese, Kotija, part skim. It is that little granular, full-flavored, salty aged cheese, and you crumble it. So you crumble it. Are you ready for me here, Den? It was part of the Mexican recipe that went with this exotic mushroom pan fry that my wife and I have been talking about making from a restaurant called Cowboy Chow in Scottsdale, Arizona. So it came with that. So we saw it, and I'm like, I've never had this in my home. My father had it because my father was Venezuelan, right? This cheese you sprinkle on. Ready? Corn on the cob that makes like Comiskey Park. I have Silver Queen corn on the cob that I'm now using the Kerrywood special Irish butter, and I do fresh peppercorn melange, fresh garlic salt. But this Cotija cheese that we bought for the mushrooms, I now put it on corn. We have now put it on 15 sets of nachos. We make nachos and margaritas here all the time. So I still have half of the $4 of cheese I bought 4 weeks ago.
Yeah, now I can see the cheese on the mushroom sauce. I can see the cheese on corn. I can see the cheese on tacos. I can't see cheese on fruit.
No. Stay with me here, okay?
There's
Stay
more.
with
There's more
me.
because cheese on feta cheese on watermelon, it's not my thing. It just isn't.
Really?
No, I don't like the combination. I like them separate.
So here's what I want you to do. I want you to try one bite, all right? You can spit it out if you want, all right? Take one bite of that golden watermelon. I want you to get a fresh twig of basil, okay? Fresh basil or mint. And I want you to get a little black pepper, crushed black pepper. And you want to go cheese. You want to go feta. You want to go basil, you want to go mozzarella, and then maybe if you like a balsamic or a balsamic glaze, which is a little thicker, like a reduction, like it's sweet, like it's almost like tar. You know what I mean? It's so gooey, it's good. It's thick, like syrup.
That's a lot of stuff going on. That's a lot of flavors, man.
And did you see the picture I put up the other day?
I saw it. It's a lot of. You got a lot going on there.
It's a fruit salad, Den. You got to. You got to think about like I open my mind to fishing because
I hear you, but
right?
I like to taste stuff individually for their own texture and sweetness.
No. You're over 50 now. You're over 50 now, Dennis. You are allowed to open your mind.
That's a lot, man. That's a lot.
Do you have people in your life that don't eat Greek food because they're not Greek and they're like, I've never seen cheese like that, or
Of
I've
course,
never.
But it's like the first time I ate a grilled chicken salad with blueberries and strawberries and nuts. It's just not me. You know what I mean? I'm still trying. The fruits and the salads for me, it's still something I'm trying to adapt to. Not that I won't eat it. With my dimensions, I eat everything.
Whoa. This time last year, you'd never eaten a gold watermelon until your friend Nestor came along.
But alone though, I ate alone. I haven't ruined it by putting cheeses on it. But I get what you're saying.
I'm mixing things up, Dan. It's amazing how much you can learn after you know everything.
Look, you
it
can
really
mix
is.
things up. You can put a gyro with a meat and the tzatziki sauce and the feta cheese and the cayenne pepper and the onions, but you don't put fruit in that because then it's not a gyro.
Let's talk sports for a minute, okay? My favorite. And I've been to every ballpark and I travel the world, okay? If anyone were to ask me, and if they were to ask me this 10 years ago, I would have told them, my favorite ballpark food anywhere in the country, and I probably told you this 5 years ago, we were probably talking about this, is the corn on the cob at Comiskey Park on the south side of Chicago. There's a special word for it, and it's a Latin word, and it's Mexican. Elotes, E-L-O-T-E, elote. It's a classic Mexican street food, corn on the cob, charred on the grill, and then slathered in a spicy and creamy chili mix of various things. It can be mayonnaise, butter, but Cotija cheese is a key part of this. Chili powder, cilantro, garlic, all this. What I started to do now with my corn, and we're buying it by the dozen, okay? And I've learned corn. This is very important. You shuck it right away. You put it in the plastic bag. You put it down in the humidifier in your refrigerator, and you can come back 10 days, and it's crisp fresh, okay? I lost a lot of corn the last 10 summers. Don't lose corn. Shuck it. Get rid of it. Put it down in a plastic bag, have a little bit of moisture in there, and walk away. And it's fresh, okay? So what I've been doing with this Cotija cheese is I'm mixing this Irish butter. I do a lot of salt and pepper, and I do a lot of garlic salt. And then I go Cotija cheese, and then I have this special lime crema. Sir Kensington, free plug for a Jersey company. So I put this crema on, and then at the end, and this is from my friend Julio Bermejo, who comes from the Mexican province, our friends down there where they grow up in the high desert, they grow the incredible cactus that make the agave nectar that makes 100% agave tequila. And I take lime, and I sprinkle a little lime on it because that's the way they do it at Comiskey Park. I've been doing things around here, Dad. Right. It's amazing I'm skinny.
You're making moves, and there's one of my favorite things is to load up corn. There's so much you can do with corn, and the funny thing is, in most countries around the world, people don't even eat corn. They use it for livestock. They don't think it's an edible food. And again, there's so much you can do with it. It's very versatile, and you can load it up all kind of toppings.
What are you watching? Baseball? Are you watching basketball? You're bubbling out. You're going to watch the Capses and the Trotses get together? I'm going to watch the Capses and the Trotses because I've been waiting for this.
Yeah, you know what? Look, as things get back to normal, and to me, that's why I like the NFL. I think the NFL says, look, we're playing, and there is no waffling. I saw you tweeting out about the state of college sports and athletics, and you just can't waffle. Make a decision. Either you play or you don't play. Either we're all in or we're not. And I think that's the NFL, whether you like it or not. Them being all in, I think, has set the tone for them to actually have a season and figure it out as they go along.
Well, I hope they keep everybody safe. That's the issue for me. We'll be looking for the COVID report as much as anything. Dennis Koulatsos is our guest. He's over at the Coons Florida Security Boulevard. He'll be here on Thursday from 3 until 5, and again on Sunday mornings, as always. And now more sports and more fishing and more condiments to discuss, and how to make summer. I haven't even said the most important word of the summer, which is peach, right? I mean, we'll discuss that on Thursday or over the weekend, but I have now sampled peach cake at 5 different places this summer. I figure I'm locked at home. I'm in Baltimore. I'm not going to the beach. I'm not going anywhere. I went to this is in toward your old neighborhood. I got the peach cake at the Fenwick Bakery on Harford Road on Sunday. I got the peach cake at the Woodley Bakery, which is your side of town,
bakery. Sure.
right across from the Hacienda. Mm-hmm. I got that 2 weeks ago. The incredible bakery up next to Pappas in Cockeysville. That's the Simon's Bakery. So I am supporting local bakers. These are all local people, right? And I am trying all of their peach cake. And later on in the month, I think I'm going to do like a series on the peach cake, and I'm going to buy them all one more time to give them all $10 and drive up Bel Air Road, drive up Harford Road, drive up Cranbrook Road. And if there's any peach cake I need to know about on your side of town, any homegrown bakeries I need to know, let me know, because I'm trying to support local, and that's what you do with WNST, Dan.
Yep, you got a deal there, and if you find somebody who makes a wonderful white peach cake, I know it's not your favorite.
What?
White peaches are just incredible. Talk about being an aficionado. I love all kind of fruit. I know they have high sugar content, and I'm starting to eat like you do, portion control, but nothing like fresh fruit.
I got a peach in the other room right now that is so ripe. And what I've tried to do, and this is like life. Variety is a spice of life. You find a peach that you know you're going to like, you go back and you get them. Those Lilians are beautiful. They're big. But at the farmer's market, they sell 15 different type of peaches every week from 15 different orchards in 15 different ways. There's one peach person at the farmer's market every week that has 10 different kinds of peaches. And in the old days, they would literally cut them, and you could go through and sample 8 or 10 different kind of peaches. And it's incredible, the variety from tart to sweet, from white to yellow to flat-out gold, right, from being ripe to not ripe, and how much a peach will change through the course of a week. If you buy 7 of them and eat one, it's like a banana, right? Like the flavor changes dramatically through the course of the week.
I usually buy them the eat now, eat later, and then eat that towards the end of the week. So depending on how hard they are. But I have to check out this farmer's market. You've talked about it so much, I've got to go there.
What are you doing? Here's the deal. My wife is going away for a couple weeks to visit with her sister and her father. She hasn't seen them. She's leaving this week. So I will tell you, and this is just the truth, Dan. We're taping here this week. The 16th and the 23rd, I am wide open. I have no one to go to the farmer's market with me.
How early can we get there?
I go at 7 a.m.
That's perfect. I can do that.
I only go at 7 a.m.
I can do that. I can do 7 a.m.
I will not. If 8 o'clock my little timer goes off, I got to leave.
Gotcha.
So I will, either of the next 2 Sundays, if you text me at 6:15, 6:30, you want to see a beautiful sunrise, you get down here around 5:30. The sun comes up at 5:45, 6 o'clock. You get a perfect sunrise. And then you walk over. Baltimore's beautiful that time of the day. It's quiet. And they will, I promise you, have the best. If you go this week or next week, these are the best 2 weeks of the market, okay?
You think I can find a Golden Melon there?
I think you can have 2 different ones, one from Pennsylvania and one from Maryland, one from Virginia. The Agriberry folks come up from Virginia, and they sell white peaches and yellow peaches. They have incredible raspberries there. I will get you the best lettuce you've ever had from the Chesapeake folks over in the Eastern Shore, right by Brian Billick's estate, right over where 50 and 301 split. They have a greenhouse over there. They had something I've never tasted, but I smelled for the first time, and I thought of you. You ready? The guy who grows all the lettuce I eat in the summer grows this thing called lemon basil. I had never had it. I smelled it, and he said, you put it on fish. You put it on fish. Do you think this lemon basil would have anything to do with me and your mother making up a bronzini?
Yes.
Do you think it would matter if you had special lemon basil?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, so what I'm thinking is on either the 16th or the 23rd, you're going to arrange this with your mom. You're going to arrange this with your family, okay? We're going to get the best bronzini ever. We're going to get a fresh one. We're going to get fresh watermelon. We're going to get fresh peaches. Your peaches and my peaches. You ever seen Beat Bobby Flay?
Yes.
What we're going to do is going to be Dennis and Nestor. Maybe on the 23rd we could do this. That we could because we could organize it. We could have all fresh watermelon, all fresh peaches. I'll get the fresh salads. I will get the fresh mushrooms. I'll bring the Cotija cheese. I'll get fresh Cotija cheese. And we'll do the special mushroom that I love, the pan mushroom. We'll do the watermelon. We'll do the bronzini. Maybe your mom could work up anything Greek that you want, like maybe a baklava, something like this.
Okay. So she makes the best baklava ever. Absolutely.
Well, that's what I want. So, and we'll get local honey. I'll pick up local honey for her to make it with, okay? And we'll just do an all-farmers market meal that we could put together either on the 23rd or the 30th.
Okay.
My wife will be back by the 30th.
That sounds good.
But the 23rd, it'll be you and me picking all the ingredients.
Okay. Sounds wonderful. Sounds like a great plan.
All right. We'll play some Barry Manilow, too.
Okay, you got it.
We'll talk sports on Thursday. I promise. I mean, the Orioles are like, they're in the playoff hunt.
They're fun to watch. They really are. They're gritty. I like that about them.
Well, they're not playing the Astros, so they don't have to fight this year.
That's okay. Look, grit attracts me as a fan, as a sports fan. I like to see grit and guts, and that's what they're doing.
Don't say gritty. The Flyers are doing well in the playoffs right now. Don't say gritty. Okay. You don't say that. Dennis Koulatsos, he's at Coons Ford Security Boulevard. What's going on other than 0% financing for 100 years, right?
Yeah, 0% financing forever. It's a great deal. We got the new F-150 coming in, the new Bronco coming in, and so the news it's very good out of Ford Motor Company. We need vehicles. So we're giving top trades to everyone out there, and still selling those Mustangs. Those drop tops are moving very, very fast. So anybody needs a car, truck, SUV, pre-owned vehicle, great financing, great service department, body shop parts. We are the one-stop shop for everyone's automotive needs.
All right. Well, I will be talking a little hockey this week, which I know will make you happy. Ed Frankovic, Ted Starkey, ready to talk Caps and Islanders. I'm getting back into the swing of the sports thing a little bit here, and, focused on Baltimore Positive. So I appreciate the partnership. I appreciate the fact that we have a meal to look forward to. Man, just talking about it's made me hungry.
Yeah, me too. I got to go drink some water.
Dennis Koulatsos, Coons Ford Security Boulevard, D. Koulatsos Show. He's here on Thursday from 3 until 5. I am Nestor. We are WNST.net, AM 1570, Towson, Baltimore, making you hungry and not sticking to sports.